shoulder, yet makes his return. He was supposed to be out 2 to 4 weeks. Misses just one game, returns against Golden State with 29 points this past Wednesday night, and ready to go here against the Kings.
Well, Marv, everybody knows how much Allen Iverson loves to play in the games. He's a bundle of energy. He's great without the basketball, and he loves to work the baseline. You see the slashing move. Loves to get in. He takes tremendous amount of punishment going to the basket. One of the better players moving again without the basketball, hitting the outside jump shot. His numbers are down, but the reason the Sixers are a better team this year, Theo Ratliff leads the leagues in shot blocks. You see his field goal percentage. Aaron McKie filling in for Eric Snow and what he's done. This is a team that plays great defense. They feel very good about playing close games, and they feel if the game is close, they can win, especially on the road, Marv.
All right, so coming up, it's the 76ers and the Kings from Sacramento. Sixers have not won here at Arco since back in 1989. Back in a moment with the starting lineup and the opening tip.
Hey guys, check this out.
Wow. How do you think it got here?
I don't know.
What do you think we should do with it?
We can't leave it here.
Well, is it dead?
I don't know. See if it's cold. Go on. Huh? It's cold!
Getting lucky? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Push, guys, push! Come on! What's happening?
You behave yourself, Angus.
Rear seats that fold down to create over 67 cubic feet of cargo space and an all-too-convenient retractable tray table.
Good dog.
The CR-V from Honda.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. By Honda, a winning lineup of cars, sport utility vehicles, and minivans. And by Nike Shops. Born, thoroughly experienced and explained on Nike.com.
Welcome back to the capital city, Sacramento, California, on a beautiful 52-degree day. For the 76ers, it's the finale of a 3-game road trip. And all these guys playing hurt. George Lynch, Theo Ratliff, Tyrone Hill. That's the front line for the 20-8 76ers. And Allen Iverson and Aaron McKie in the backcourt. McKie coming off consecutive games of 24 points. For the Sacramento Kings, who are playing game 3 of a 7-game homestand, 13-1 at home. Chris Webber, as we mentioned, playing with the stomach flu. Vlade Divac, Peja Stojakovic, who has emerged in this, his 3rd NBA season. And Doug Christie has done a good job coming over from Toronto at both ends of the court, along with the colorful Jason Williams. And there's the head coach of the Kings, Rick Adelman, who was in the final season of a 3-year contract, received a 1-year extension at the start of the season, and recently received a 2-year extension. So the Kings adding to that, and Larry Brown in his 3rd year as head man of the Sixers. And once again, Larry has been instrumental in lifting a franchise, as he did with the Pacers, the Clippers, the Spurs, and the Nuggets. So we're set for the Kings and the Sixers right here, set to check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Marv. I spoke to Tony Kukoc, and he had a very interesting assessment about the 76ers. He said when everything is right, someone finds a way to make it wrong. Then when everything's wrong, we somehow find a way to win. I asked Larry Brown about that. He said, yes, we do seem to thrive on controversy, and with all of the injuries, we've got to make do with what we have. Let me give you the best evaluation of my team, Larry Brown said. We're capable of beating the best, and we can also lose to the worst. Marv?
All right, thank you, Jim. Doug, do you get the idea that Larry Brown is more effective when there is a crisis, which was certainly the case last week when he took a couple of days off from practice?
Yeah, I think that's the case. And I think also, remember our good friend Chuck Daly used to say, don't trust happiness. And I think Larry Brown follows that model very often.
Ronnie Nunn, Greg Willard, and Jason Phillips are the officials. Ratliff and Divac on the opening tip. And controlled by the Kings. Jason Williams, played by Allen Iverson. Chris Webber, guarded by Theo Ratliff, intended for Doug Christie and knocked out of bounds by Tyrone Hill.
Marvin, when we see the matchup, that time Chris Webber was matched up against Theo Ratliff. If that's the case, Ratliff does not like to play jump shooters. They have him away from the basket. It'll open up lanes to get to the basket for Sacramento.
All right, here's Divac kicking it out. Christie able to save it. Christie shooting over McKee from three-point range. And the 76ers to the offense for the first time. Philadelphia 76ers leading the NBA with 13 road wins. They've won their last 6. Iverson. Allen Iverson gets it going.
You know, it's amazing, Marv. You know, as a player, when you miss some time with an injury, it seems like it's tough to get your timing back. It's like he's never missed a beat being out.
And Iverson with the steal. Iverson whipping by Divac and draws the foul. A whistle from Ronnie Nunn.
He's so good at playing the passing lane. Sometimes you underestimate just how quick this guy is, but he gets into passing lane. The soft pass from Vlade Divac, and Allen Iverson is laying on this pass the whole way. The referee held the whistle here, waiting, I think, to see if Iverson was going to score. When he didn't, he called the foul on Vlade Divac. But, you know, Mark, one of the things that Philadelphia loves to do, they love to get to the free throw line. Iverson shoots 39% from the floor, so you can't let him get to that line 8, 9, 10 times. You're going to be in for a big game from him, so you've got to keep him off that line.
You know, I never understand that kind of call, and we see it from time to time. Why should it matter?
I agree with you.
If the guy scores, if it's a foul, it's a foul.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Webber looking for position. Here's Christie digging to the baseline and then gives it to Stojakovic. And he hits. Peja Stojakovic from downtown. And he's a guy who's taken over as the starter with the departure of Corliss Williamson and has had a terrific season.
Well, his defense is much better this year as a starter. He's not looking to just score off the bench, and he's a very good rebounder, too.
McKee, Aaron McKee claiming that he was fouled. Aaron McKee also playing hurt, bothered by a sprained knuckle on his left hand. Divac showing the ball and backing his way. Rejected. Ratliff, who leads the NBA of that department, comes up with a block. Iverson with a pass to Lynch, and they'll reset. Iverson coming out with a lot of energy here at the start. Iverson. Stojakovic on the rebound.
That's what you got to do. You got to make him shoot jump shots. Don't let him break your defense down.
Jason Williams. And this game going at the pace that we expected.
Well, Philadelphia's got to control this crowd with their half-court offense. They're going to go into McKee in the post against Jason Williams. That's the matchup they love. We talked to Larry Brown about it yesterday. They've gone in there twice. He has 2 scores.
Nice move by McKee around Williams. And the Sixers have an 8-3 lead. 3 of the last 4 shot attempts by the Kings happened from downtown. Here's Webber. Yes.
See, that's the shot he can get, or because Theo Ratliff does not want to come that far out on the floor. Vlade Divac last time lost control of where Theo was. Had he kicked the ball out, Webber would have had an open shot.
Now here's the double. Christie coming over to help. It leaves Iverson open. Finds the open man in George Lynch, and he drains a three-pointer.
And George Lynch shooting 27% from the three-point line this year, so that's a welcome sight for Larry Brown.
11-5, Sixers with the lead. We played just over 3 minutes. Stojakovic, very tough angle.
Well, Mark, remember we talked yesterday to Rick Adelman. One of the things he said to us was, we're trying to get the Stojakovic to use a ball fake to get into his jump shot. That's exactly what he did there to create space. Williams with the steal.
So here come the Kings. Now down by 4. Webber. And Iverson pushing it down. Iverson takes all the way. Allen Iverson. 6 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal for Iverson. Stojakovic and Iverson able to field the long rebound. That's what happens when you're firing from three-point land.
Yeah, they can't be too quick on that trigger, Marv. They got to go inside, and then they can always go back outside. Quick shots will get you in trouble.
Again, McKee on the post up. Again, there's help. Shot clock down to 7. Hill and a foul. Tyrone Hill trying the post up move, and Draws the foul. It's on Weber.
Allen Iverson, when he gets in the open court, you can't do what Christie does here and try to go for the steal. You've got to square him up and corral him, almost have two guys play the ball, because once he gets in there, if he doesn't score, what's going to happen, he's going to open up an offensive rebound for somebody else. So, Marv, you play a guy that quick, you've got to build a wall against him. Two playing the ball all the time.
Doug, you and I were talking earlier about the Tyrone Hill-Chris Webber competition. Actually, Weber uses it for motivation. The fact he did not make the All-Star team back in 1995, Tyrone Hill did. And since then, it has affected Weber's play against Hill.
Well, you know, in a long season, 82 games, sometimes you need a little thing on the outside to maybe get you fired up. It's a national TV game today. He's playing against Tyrone Hill. He doesn't feel well, but I expect him to play well.
Right now, Hill is defending on Divac. 7-point Sixer lead. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, Jim Gray from Arco in Sacramento. Stojakovic showing us the footwork and then the reverse. Stojakovic is fouled by Ratliff.
Theo Ratliff is just everywhere. This guy, I had an opportunity to coach him in Detroit for a couple seasons. He has improved so much. He's stronger. He's more confident. And he feels like that when he's out there, he can either block or change so many shots around the basket. And when you want to look at field goal percentage defense, one of the reasons is because Theo Ratliff is in the middle.
Pejar Stojakovic out of Yugoslavia, played in Greece for 3 years. Most valuable player of the Greek League 2 years ago. You see how far he has come in his play this season. Of course, in the past, not getting the kind of playing time that he is now.
You know what, Marv, I think last year he thought he was a hired gun, that he would come in and look to score. And when Rick Edelman spoke yesterday, he said, you know what? He's playing every phase of the game, and he's taking his time. He's not in a hurry to think he has to score points now.
Once again, they double up on McKee. Nice touch by Tyrone Hill. The 76ers red hot here at the start. They've hit 6 of 7 from the field. They lead 16 now. Christie not able to put it down. Iverson around Weber and kicks it out. Iverson wide open for 3. And Christie with the save. There's Stojakovic. Sacramento got that ball down court in position to hit a shot within 4 seconds. That's how quick the pace has been. And last touch by the Sixers.
One of the things that makes Sacramento so tough to defend, Marv, is the fact their big guys are both excellent passers. So they're always looking ahead. You don't see them doing a lot of dribbling. And when you advance the ball with the pass, you can get into your operating area so much sooner.
Stojakovic able to recover and then fired one up. Weber with the rebound. Stojakovic from Weber.
Well, this guy is a player. He really has improved. Marv, he's bigger, he's stronger. Look at his body. He's more confident. He knows he now belongs in the NBA as a starter.
He has scored 9 of Sacramento's 11 points. Iverson to the fadeaway. And again, the Kings on the run. Jason Williams. Here comes Iverson. And hit on a reach-in by Williams. What a move by Iverson. He turned Jason Williams around off the dribble. Timeout called. Just under 6 to go in the first. The Sixers up by 5.
The Blazers take on the Knicks when the NBA on NBC returns in 2 weeks.
Premise. Take one of the best-selling cars in America. Add extra features like an automatic transmission and air conditioning. Include a 6-speaker stereo cassette with a CD player, all offered to you with $1,000 in savings. It's called the Accord Special Value Package from Honda. And it's proof that you can have your cake and eat it too.
America's Air Force has a plane so advanced, it dominates everything in the air. Yet on radar, it's as small as a bird. The meanest, baddest bird on the planet. Join the team that keeps us flying. America's Air Force. No one comes close.
So has he kissed you yet?
No, he's really shy. That's so cute.
I think tonight's the night though.
Good luck.
You hungry?
Yeah.
2 Quarter Pounders with cheese?
No onions.
No onions? No onions.
We make it hot, fresh, right to order. Whatever you want on it.
Nothing you don't.
We love to see you smile.
Allen Iverson off to the fast start. It's been an up and down relationship between Allen and his head coach, Larry Brown, and we talked about that with Larry Brown.
Right now, his whole thing is I'll play as soon as the ref throws the ball up, no matter how I feel, and you know I'm going to try to win, and those things I admire tremendously. But you know, when he goes in the gym and takes 2,000 jump shots every day, and when he works on his game on a consistent basis, that's when he's even going to be even better, and that'd be scary.
Marv, I think what Larry's talking about there is there's no question that Allen Iverson wants to win and he's going to play in the games. But what he does in practice, the tone that he sets for his teammates, that's when you really become a leader.
It's a 16-11 lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. Well, last week, Larry Brown receiving much attention after taking 2 days off from practice to gather himself following a blowout loss to Dallas and a heated team meeting, and reportedly Brown upset that Iverson stood up before the team and criticized the head coach for lashing out continuously even after victories. And Larry Brown felt he had to put things into perspective. There was a report that he wanted to resign, but he said, hey, I wanted to step away, get away from the team for a couple of days. The Sixers say there's no truth to the fact that Larry was about to resign.
Well, when I spoke to Larry yesterday, he wants to coach. He loves coaching. And you know what? When I look at that face, I see a guy who loves the game of basketball. And more importantly, he's a guy who cares so much. And sometimes because he cares so much, he gets his feelings hurt, Marv. And that's part of this business. I went through that also, too. It's a devastating blow when you care so much and then you have a little crisis within your team. It takes a lot out of you.
And to Larry Brown, as you indicated before, it's very important that his players practice hard.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons that he and Iverson do not, one of several reasons that they do not see eye to eye.
If there's a mantra that Larry Brown always preaches is, I want my team playing the right way. You hear him say, I want to play the right way. That's teamwork. That's good, solid defense. That's ball movement. That's everybody being on the same page. And we got to remember, Allen Iverson is such a talent that right now he can get by with that. But when he gets older, Marv, these injuries are going to start to pile up on him, and he won't recover as quickly. That's why in the offseason you've got to lift. You've got to keep your body in shape so that you can take the punishment. This guy is fearless and throws himself around. He's just got to continue to get stronger as he gets older.
But he has pulled his game back. The shot selection is so much better, and even more so when Eric Snow is on the court. Snow, a key injury out with a stress fracture to the right ankle. They hope he's back sometime after the All-Star break. With a strong move. And was it a tip or did he get the roll?
They gave it to Tyrone Hill.
A tip by Hill.
Theo does not like that. He's, I don't get many hoops. Don't take them away from me.
And here's Chris Webber.
We talked about the completeness of Chris Webber. He's got a shot blocker playing him, so what do? You take him away from the basket and you hit the jump shot. We've seen that in Karl Malone's game through the year. Now we're seeing it with Chris Webber.
20-15, the Sixers with the lead. Oh, nice fake by Hill. He challenged Divac. Oh, Hill again. Rejected by Webber. And Iverson is on it. Here's McKee. For Ratliff off the fake. Nice move by Theo Ratliff. That's his first field goal, and the Sixers continue the excellent shooting. They're up by 7.
The more Theo scores, the more excited he gets to play defense.
Webber. And here's Lynch. And the open floor. And it's tipped home.
Well, I tell you, P.J. Carlesimo in the Showtime talked about what you have to do to beat Sacramento. One of the things he talked about was offensive rebounds, and they are hurting the Kings with that here in this first period. Also with their transition game.
Kings not getting back. 76ers taking it right to Sacramento, leading by 9. Here they come again. McKee is fouled, hit on a reach-in. Philadelphia 76ers have played so well on the road. At home, they won their first 7, then they've lost 4 straight. 13-4 on the road. Several Philadelphia writers have suggested perhaps the Sixers can fly to their home games. Timeout is called. We'll be right back.
Where you going? Where you going? Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, gotcha. Now, this is how the glove do it. Give my ball back. Well, then take your ball in. Yeah, the glove. Did you see it? Me, mostly me. It's my domain. The glove. Hey, hold on, man. You ain't gonna be disrespecting me like that. When I ain't looking, huh? Oh, boy, that's something else.
Did you ever see that movie, You've Got Mail? Where this guy and girl fall in love emailing each other a bunch of times? Anyway, they finally meet face to face, and there's this big romantic kiss. Do you know the movie I'm talking about? Did you ever see that one? Well, this guy didn't. Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Fine player Michael Vick leads number 5 Virginia Tech versus Clemson in the Toyota Gator Bowl. New Year's Day at 12:30 Eastern on NBC.
Good start for the Sixers. They've hit 10 of 19. They've come down with 5 offensive rebounds. They had their biggest lead, 9-point advantage. Talking a moment ago about their success on the road. You know, Doug, they were considered to be a pretty good road team last year. They went 20-21, which turned out to be their most road win since 85-86. But look at 13-4 at the start of the season.
Well, the key is they win close games. And, Mark, to win on the road, you're probably going to be in a lot of close games. Set play out of a timeout. The reverse for Theo Ratliff. The great pass from McKee. That's now 14 points in the paint for Philadelphia. Sacramento has 2. They've been in love with the jump shot. Let's see if they go inside.
26-15. The Sixers with the lead, just under 3 left in the first. Stojakovic, and they continue to fire from long range. Iverson backing it up on Christie. Iverson shooting the 3 and hits. Allen Iverson with 9 points to go along with 4 assists, and this crowd becoming impatient.
Normally Sacramento gets off to very good starts. Today the team has been energetic. They've been Philadelphia, but there is a power move they have to have more that. You got to get that defense collapsed. You've got to attack inside before you start launching all those jump shots.
Rick Adelman about to make some changes. Scott Pollard and Bobby Jackson over at the scorer's table. They'll come on in a moment. Look out, Christie with the deflection. Doug Christie among the leaders in steals. And now Jason Williams and Vlade Divac will sit down, and the crowd anticipating a little energy rush with Pollard and Jackson on the floor.
And Marv, such a great point, because coming off their bench are energy guys and good defenders.
Here's Aaron McKee going at Bobby Jackson and kept alive. Another Sixer offensive rebound. Iverson setting it up for Ratliff, and he's bumped. Foul is called on Sacramento.
Remember now, when Iverson played against Sacramento last year in Philadelphia, he had 50 points, and he did it by getting in the lane and getting inside. I think when you play Iverson, you've got to keep him to the outside of the floor, Marv, because when he gets inside and your defense collapses, he's got passing lanes. When you get him to the baseline, you can wall him in, and you can use his size against him down there. They're letting him get in the middle too much.
And Allen's had a lot of room to operate here in the first quarter. That foul was called on Stojakovic. Now Todd McCullough has come on for Tyrone Hill. Leads with 5 points. And Hedo Turkoglu, the 6'8" rookie, a first-round draft pick out of Istanbul, Turkey, was a question mark with a sprained ankle, has checked in for the first time. He's been a big crowd favorite this year.
Well, he's a guy that has more athleticism than when you look at him, you think he's not very quick, but he's quick, he can jump, he's got great range on his shots, and you take Stojakovic out and you come in with Turkoglu, so you don't lose much there in terms of offense.
Stojakovic, the leading scorer for Sacramento with 9, 31-17 Philadelphia. Bobby Jackson handling against Allen Iverson. Here comes Chris Webber to set the pick. And Jackson with the runner that came up short. McCullough got a piece of it. And again, here come the Sixers. Jermaine Jones, who just checked in, coming off a breakout game. And Todd McCullough, who has done a nice job off the bench, hits on his first field goal attempt.
Well, we were praising Sacramento for their defense. They have been very porous here to start this game. Sixers doing whatever they want to do on the floor.
Turkoglu not able to hit. Iverson on the loose ball as we come up on 1 minute left in the first.
It's almost like Philly's got an extra man out there right now. They're getting every loose ball.
They're on the power play.
Yes, they are.
McKee with the spin. Oh, what a pass to Ratliff.
Marv, how many point-blank shots have they got? We've seen Theo Ratliff with 3 shots around the rim, a dunk. We've seen Tyrone Hill. We've seen McKee post twice. I mean, they're going to shoot a tremendously high percentage shooting like that.
A 15-2 run by the Sixers. They've out-rebounded the Kings 18-6 in this opening quarter. Webber trying to go glass. Kept the line by Pollard and fouled. Foul committed by Jermaine Jones.
The secret of the Sixers has been inside play. McCullough gets below the dotted line, catches it, gets the kind roll, so he posts Webber, and then they follow it up with another play, getting inside and getting an easy score. So right now the Sixers' game plan is we're going to tack inside. We're going to force you to play defense, and it's working right now.
This is a Sacramento team that has won 3 straight, 6 of its last 7. Their last game Thursday night here at home, they beat Charlotte 91-87 to stop the Hornet win streak at 7. Well, Scott Pollard hits both. 35-19, 76ers.
Marv, on the year, teams are averaging 87 points a game here in Sacramento. This is a 35-point quarter.
Here's the lob intended for Jones, who can leap. You can read it in Chris Webber's face, so we know he has the stomach flu, and he is just laboring to stay on the floor.
He's got to will himself. This is where your mental approach has to overcome your physical ailment right now. No one was better than that than Michael Jordan through the years.
Well, we saw that in a playoff game against the Utah Jazz. Time has run out in this first quarter. A sensational quarter for the 76ers, doing it on the road against the 20-7 Sacramento Kings, and they have come out with a first. After 1 at Arco, it's the Sixers 35 and the Kings 19.
Remember the A-Team? Now there was an odd bunch of individuals. They always had some cockamamie scheme to get out of a jam. It never sounded like it would work, but of course it always did. Week after week, same time, same channel. Those were my boys. The Ford F-150 Super Crew. Built Ford tough.
You sure about this?
I want everyone to know who I love. How much is this again?
50.
50. All I got is 41.
Come on. I get it fixed, Donna.
Very funny.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
The romance, the beauty, the world of Ralph Lauren, just a click away. Introducing Polo.com.
frost-brewed Coors Light. Nice choice.
Thanks.
Nothing like some ice cold Rocky Mountain perfection to wet your whistle.
Yeah, you sure know a lot about beer. Come here often?
I haven't missed a game yet.
Really? Whoa. Could this get any better? Wow.
You're spilling your beer.
She's a beer man.
Your beer.
Whoa.
We are back in Sacramento. Philadelphia led by as many as 18 in the first quarter, and they have that lead at this point. Sixers had a 15-2 run. Closed the quarter 15-4 the last 3.5 minutes. Aaron McKee and Allen Iverson in the backcourt. And the foul is called as Iverson, with a change of pace, able to accelerate.
You know, it's so amazing. When you play against a Larry Brown team and you're coaching against them, you have to understand, coming out of a timeout or a quarter, they're going to run a play, probably a backdoor lob. We've seen Theo Ratliff get a lob. That time, that's that old Carolina play with Dean Smith. You clear aside, you backdoor cut, and you get to the basket. So Larry Brown is very creative coming out of timeouts of getting his team a basket.
Allen Iverson averaging 25.5 per game. He's 6th in the NBA in scoring. Playing with that partial dislocation of his right shoulder, 2 sore hips, and a chronically inflamed right elbow. But you'd never know it.
Well, when that ball goes in the basket, those injuries feel a lot better, Marv, I'll tell you that.
Bobby Jackson for Doug Christie. Scott Pollard up front with Chris Webber. And Hedo Turkoglu kept off by Webber and fouled by McCullough.
That's the way Sacramento's got to get back in this game. First quarter, 18-4 points in the paint for Philadelphia. They were more patient. They attacked inside. Sacramento has got to get the ball inside to Webber. He's got to power the ball inside. Scott Pollard can get on the offensive boards, and they can create action like this and get to that free throw line.
The Kings only 6 of 23 from the field. In the first quarter, the Sixers at 14 for 24. The Sacramento Kings, with their record of 20-7, have equaled the best start in the history of the franchise. Go back to the 51-52 Rochester Royals, who opened at 20-7. Rochester then moving to Cincinnati, then to Kansas City, KC Omaha, and then Sacramento. Talk about Cincinnati, you're talking about the Royals of Oscar Robertson and Jerry Lucas. Jermaine Jones lost it. John Barry, another high-energy player, has checked in for the first time. Here's Barry, and he kicks it out. Turkoglu, and Barry over Jones for 3.
This is the energy team that Sacramento has gone to. You see Webber with 4 reserves out there right now. They're going to try to pick up the pace. Philadelphia must execute against this group.
They like to call themselves the bench mob. By Webber. Here comes Barry. Turkoglu hesitated, didn't have the shot. Webber, and the box out by McCullough. Kevin Ollie, who just came on. Kevin Ollie played very well the other night in the absence of Allen Iverson. A victory over the Jazz in Utah. Kevin Ollie in the starting lineup. As Iverson unleashes, we get a whistle and a 3-second violation against the Sixers.
When you play here, you cannot turn the ball over. PJ talked about that in the Showtime. You've got to take care of the ball because you give Sacramento extra possessions as they're trying to climb back in this game.
Turkoglu turns and shoots. And again, McCullough.
Well, he's got a nice looking shot, Marv. I have not seen him in person before. He's got a sweet looking jump shot.
Tyrone Hill getting set to check back in. Iverson able to penetrate. And Pollard with the rebound. 2-on-1. Fouled by Ollie.
When Allen Iverson penetrates to the basket, one of the guards has to get back, and Kevin Ollie did. But one of the other players has to get back also because you got one of your guards now buried under the basket, Marv. So if Sacramento can defend and rebound and keep Iverson on that baseline, then they can get some of those baskets in the open court.
Theo Ratliff will get a rest as Chris Webber shoots two. Nice friendly rim for Chris. A reminder tomorrow at 4 Eastern here on NBC, the EMC Skills Challenge among the competitors. You'll see in action tomorrow. Golfing legends Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, plus David Duval, Nick Price, who will hold out from 172 yards away in today's mid-iron competition. Lots more tomorrow, 4 Eastern on NBC. 6-0 run by the Kings. Larry Brown's done a lot of shuffling and has bypassed Tony Kukoc. We have not seen Tony in action to this point. Kevin Ollie able to keep it alive. Jermaine Jones, another offensive rebound for the Sixers.
Well, you know this is going in. You get 3 shots, that was going to go in. Oh, they missed the third one. They're going to get 4.
Iverson keeps it alive. Crowd looking for a foul on Jones, and they have had a point. It will be Sixer ball, last touched by Sacramento.
I tell you, Philly's been on the road, but they look exceptionally quick. Now, they've had 2 days between games, so they have fresh legs. The big concern for Larry Brown is being able to keep this up for 48 minutes.
Tyrone Hill, 8 rebounds, 5 off the offensive glass. That's been a major factor.
Vote for your favorite NBA All-Stars on NBA.com.
Bad cheetah.
See? That's why I'm not a cat person.
It has the DNA of giants in its sheet metal. Cars that raced on fields of honor. It has motor oil for blood and a 250 horsepower heart. Because 40 years ago, like today, there were just 2 kinds of cars on the road. Those that pass and those that get passed. Chrysler 300M, the most powerful car in its class. Now lease the 300M at Consumers Digest Best Buy for $3.99 a month.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Take a bite out of life, then wash it down with a dew. By Chrysler, we're reinventing the passion for driving. And by Capital One, what's in your wallet?
A look at downtown Sacramento as we welcome you back to Arco Arena. The usual capacity crowd, better than 17,000 on hand. Jason Williams sending it out here in the second quarter. Allen Iverson has come out on fire along with the rest of his teammates, and the 76ers with 3 minutes gone by in the second have a 12-point lead. Iverson with the alley-oop for Jermaine Jones.
Another timeout, another special play. That's 3 times out of timeouts, 2 lobs, and a backdoor for 2 free throws. You've got to be prepared when you play against Larry Brown's team.
And they are 3 for 3 in terms of being able to complete it. Here's Barry for 3. Lawrence Funderburg has come out for Chris Webber. Allen Iverson's playing at a different speed.
Yes, he is.
Rejected by Pollard. Barry for 3.
Just keep launching outside jump shots. They have got to get the ball inside. Even with Webber out of the game right now, Mark, you've got to have some kind of semblance of getting that ball in the paint.
And even Chris Webber, when he was on the floor, perhaps it had something to do with the stomach flu, he was just firing him up from all angles, not looking to take it to the basket. And a foul. Ronnie Dunn with the indication.
Out of the timeout, the eye contact, the little screen roll, and you see on the baseline, Jermaine Jones sneaking in behind Turkoglu. Set play, executed to perfection. 2 points for Jermaine Jones.
And the first appearance for Tony Kukoc. Allen Iverson sits down, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists.
Well, he's having a great game. And you know what? When he plays against Jason Williams, it's a little bit more of a special game for him also, too. He knows how much attention Jason Williams gets, and he wants to send a message like, you may be a pretty good player, but you're not ready yet to play against me.
Yes, he looks to be motivated.
Yes, he is.
At a higher level here today.
And when your team wins without you in Utah, that'll motivate you as well, too.
Stojakovic is back. Turkoglu sits down. Stojakovic defending against Kukoc. Here's Kevin Ollie. Lost it. Jackson with Kukoc back. Bobby Jackson takes it.
Bobby Jackson is sort of Sacramento's version this year what Tony Delk was for them last year, who played so big in the playoffs. Tony Delk now in Phoenix. They needed a guard. Toughness defense to back up Jason Williams. He's playing well.
Bobby Jackson coming over, signing as a free agent after spending time with Minnesota. Here's Hill. Kings beginning to show some signs as Jackson and Hill both hit the deck, and looked like Hill took Jackson down. A foul is called.
Well, it looked worse than it was. I don't think Tyrone Hill wanted to, take him down, but Bobby Jackson is great getting the ball in the open court. Now, he does not have the speed and quickness in the open court of Jason Williams. He does a great job of weaving in between the defenders, gets Tony Kukoc turned around. Those are the kind of energy plays, especially on the defensive end, that Sacramento needs now as they're trying to claw into this deficit.
12-point lead for the 76ers. This is the first of 2 regular season meetings between these two clubs. Kings have won 9 of the last 13. Sixers have not won here in Sacramento since back in 1989. Funderburg able to get inside.
Dribble penetration, draw the defense, get a layup.
Lawrence Funderburg in his 4th season out of Ohio State, originally a second-round pick, and then played in France and Greece before coming to the NBA. Foul is called on the Kings. It's a hold. It's on Jackson.
You know, Mark, we see in the NBA a lot of stagnant offenses. One of the reasons it's tough to guard Philadelphia, and they get a lot of offensive rebounds, watch how much movement they have in their offense. They're not standing, and they get guys going to the offensive boards. And one of the knocks on the NBA today in their game is so much standing, so much isolation. You don't see Philadelphia play that way that much.
Sacramento with a 10-2 run, and Allen Iverson back on the floor. Shot clock at 5. Iverson. McCullough. Lynch able to keep it alive. They are just killing the Kings on the offensive glass. McCullough. That was beautifully done. A little fake give and go and then turnaround jump.
Well, they've worked very hard to develop him. He played very, very well in the Olympics in Sydney for the Canadian team and getting better and better. Coming out of the University of Washington, a second-round pick. He's big. He's got good hands. He's got a soft touch. And they're developing him very, very nicely. Marv, you talked about it. He catches the ball in the post, and he fakes the pass. And when he does, that little pass, Scott Pollard has to take a step back. He clears himself for the jumper, knocks it in.
Todd McCullough call for the foul.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, John Barry apparently looking to draw the foul. Iverson for McCullough. Todd McCullough has come off the bench and hit 3 out of 4. He has 6 points.
You cannot defend against bad shots because your floor balance is bad defensively. I mean, Todd McCullough gets a layup on the other end.
Now, picture Todd McCullough, as you mentioned, is Canadian, played with the Team Canada at the Olympics in Sydney. Big hockey fan. His goal was to skate with the Philadelphia Flyers as Funderburg launches one. And he did just that. So picture a guy 7 foot, 255 pounds on skates.
I don't want to vision that. I could see maybe in the goal eating up the whole goal mouth, but skating, I don't know. Big defenseman.
Yeah, nice pass work by the Sixers. Shot clock is down to 5. Iverson checking it. Iverson with the fadeaway jump. Lynch try to tip it. Here comes Barry. John Barry. Pitcher Stojakovic. So they run the break successfully.
Now, John Barry's an excellent passer, and he's got great confidence in his shot, but that was a much better decision.
76ers lead 43-31. Just under 5 left in this first half. Allen Iverson out in the midst of a drought. That's a blocking foul on Barry. Iverson has missed his last 6 shots after getting off to the good start. Timeout is called. The Sixers have a 12-point lead.
When cold winds begin to blow and storm clouds start to grow, don't let
with its legendary 4-wheel drive capability,
drive you to despair. Just make an angel.
Jeep Grand Cherokee can go where no ordinary 4x4 can. This is the season to visit your local Jeep dealer.
Is your internet slowing you down? Get Telocity high-velocity internet and push the play button on life.
You ain't seen nothing yet. It's something that you're never gonna forget.
This is Telocity high-velocity DSL internet service. Experience the net like never before.
Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet.
Sign up now and get $50 to spend at Amazon.com. Call 1-800-TELOCITY.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
From the outer edge of the nation, the Sacramento Kings have demanded the league's attention. With the young rebel, brilliant yet unpredictable, and the remarkable flair of a 2-time All-Star, it is not a question of whether they have the talent to take the next step, but rather, when.
Traffic New York. Traffic Portland. Skyscrapers New York. Skyscrapers Portland. Rose Garden Portland. Madison Square Garden New York. Some things are the same wherever you go. 2 teams seeking the next level meet when the Knicks host the Blazers. The NBA on NBC returns in 2 weeks.
The Philadelphia 76ers have clobbered the Sacramento Kings off the board. Look at the offensive numbers, 12-4 for Philly.
Well, what that happened, Mark, when you get offensive rebounds, obviously you can shoot a low percentage and still win the game. But what happens when you score, it enables you to get your defense back. Now Sacramento can't run against you. The only way you can run is to force turnovers or rebounding. Right now, Sacramento is not rebounding.
43-31, 76ers. Just under 5 remaining.
Let's see what they got coming out of this timeout. Maybe a 3-point shot or something. Something will go.
Ratliff bottled up. Nice play by Christie. Jason Williams back on the floor. And through it between Weber and Stojakovic. Miscommunication there.
Jason Williams is going through a tough time right now, Mark. He is trying to be able to harness his talent, take good shots without losing his creativity. And it's a very fine line that he walks, and right now he's struggling to do that.
Here's Iverson. Yes.
And you can see Allen Iverson's going to attack him. Whoever Jason Williams plays, Mark, that's who is going to go at him. We saw him the key to start the game. Now it's Allen Iverson.
Iverson, after missing 6 shots, back in the scoring column. He now has 13. Weber squeezing his way.
He's such a complete player. I've always said I think he has the best hands of any big man in the NBA. Sort of begging for a foul right now with Ronnie Nunn, but he said no contact.
Did you coach Weber in the rookie All-Star?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I coached him right to being the MVP. He was on the Phenoms. And you see Allen Iverson with the slashing, driving move into the lane. He, too, wanted a foul.
Here's Williams for 3. Jason Williams from downtown. Allen Iverson continuing the discussion with the official, Ronnie Nunn.
Let's see if we get a little give and take here. Will Iverson now go back once again against Jason Williams? He scored the last 2 times he's touched it.
11-point 76er lead. Ratliff. Stripped. Good play by Pollard. Williams delivers to Stojakovic. Good coach staying right with him. Christie posting. McKee got a piece.
Aaron McKee's a terrific defensive player. One of the best 6 men in the league when he's not starting in place of Eric Snow.
Iverson. And draws the foul. You mentioned the 50-point game Iverson had. That was last February in Philadelphia. And there's no question Jason Williams, or the sight of Jason Williams, gets Allen Iverson pumped up, and he came out on fire.
You wouldn't believe the sales.
I hope you didn't put all those in the credit card.
Yeah, why?
Those interest charges are really gonna get us.
Don't worry. I used our new Capital One card. It's interest-free.
To the neighbors! If you had a new Capital One card, all your purchases would be interest-free until July 2001.
We gotta tell Bob and Carol about Capital One.
What's in your wallet?
While most people struggle just to get through the winter, Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo owners seem to get over it pretty easily. This is the season to visit your local Jeep dealer.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Got it, man. So what do you want to talk about?
Cindy. We broke up. She was perfect for me.
Oh, what a catch.
Oh, she sure was. She just tore out my heart and stomped on it.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. Yeah, it really does. Oh, you guys are great.
Being there for a friend? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Ahmad Bashad in New York. Coming up on the Net Zero at the half, we'll go to today's Houston-Dallas game with the controversial owner of the Mavericks, Mark Cuban. While Cuban watched his team play, we had a camera watching him. This ought to be fun.
I thought he'd get better seats than those Bob Uecker seats.
Plus, we'll have first half insights on tonight's game. Now, back to Marv Albert.
It's a 47-36 lead for the 76ers here in Sacramento. And Allen Iverson will go to the free throw line. The Philadelphia 76ers opened the season winning their first 10. At one point, they were 14-2, their best start ever. The last time the Sixers began the season close to this manner, Julius Erving was their star player. Billy Cunningham was their head coach. Charles Barkley was a rookie. That was back in 1984 and 85. And Doug, that club went out to win 58 games, advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The thing that jumps out about the Philly record to me, Marv, when I look at it, they're 8-8 against the plus 500 teams. They're 12-0 against sub 500 teams, which means they win the games they're supposed to win.
Which is the major reason they're so effective on the road. Chris Webber has been doing it from the perimeter. He now has 13, 49-38 Philadelphia.
Sixers need something from Kukoc. He's played 5 minutes and had zeros across the board. He's got to get in this game.
He had one of his better games against Utah earlier on this road trip. Here's Kukoc coming up short on his first attempt. Jason Williams. Oh, hesitation.
Now, see, that's a good shot for him. And Mark, the reason I say that is he's going towards the basket so he can get a good look at it. When he gets in problems is when he's going side to side and drifts on his shot.
And this crowd is all stirred up following the three-pointer by Jason Williams. Nice pass. Kukoc for Ratliff.
Well, that's why Jerry Krause nicknamed him the waiter. He said he used to serve the table, and that was a great pass to Ratliff and a big basket to sort of diffuse this crowd.
Illegal defense called for the first time against the 76ers.
Chris Webber once again doing most of his damage from the outside today, taking Theo Ratliff away from the basket. And then Jason Williams, this is the second time we've seen this today. He's on balance, he's squared up, and he's looking right down the barrel of that jump shot. But then the answer, Theo Ratliff, the 8-point game. Tony with a great pass, Theo with a great finish, and now it's a 10-point lead once again.
And Tom McCullough has come on, replacing Theo Ratliff. Iverson now pulls it back. Ratliff with 12 points, 5 rebounds. And getting over an inner ear problem, suffering from vertigo the other day. Not talking about the movie, Doug, which was an excellent movie. Iverson had nowhere to go. Iverson on the recovery, then Christie knocked it out of his hand. But last touch by the Sixers. Well, apparently a 24-second violation call. Shot clock running out.
Sacramento right now, Mark, for all that Philadelphia has done, was in 10. They get a score here, a stop, and another basket. It's a 6-point game. They'd be in great shape going in at half.
Weber being played by Lynch. Stojakovic with Lynch switching off. Here's Stojakovic, and a foul is called. George Lynch was all over Peja Stojakovic. They were chest to chest.
When you can shoot the ball, people have to play up on you. And with the rules today saying you can't put your hands or body people, you've got to put that ball on the floor, and that's exactly what Stojakovic did.
Still a 10-point lead for the Sixers. Well, the NBA on NBC will return on Saturday, January 13th. More action after a brief sabbatical. Most of you will see a battle of two powerhouse teams looking to make it to the next level. The Blazers going up against the Knicks. Others will see the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Check your local listings for the game in your area. That'll be Saturday, January 13th. Off the steal, Jason Williams putting the move on Aaron McKee and draws the foul. It's a hack charge to McKee.
This is going to be very big for Sacramento because it's going to be a 2-for-1 possession now. 2 free throws, 31 seconds to go. They get a stop. Mark, they can get this down to 5 points here if he makes both of these free throws and a score. So big turn of events here at the half as Sacramento's defense is finally starting to clamp down. Aaron McKee upset here, felt that Jason Williams pushed off with his off arm, and he got a technical foul there as he swung his arm at the referee. Normally a very mild-mannered guy.
So the two on McKee, and Doug Christie hits the technical. Doug Christie, an 87% free throw shooter. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Marv, what Aaron McKee is upset about is he told referee Jason Phillips that he was elbowed in the mouth by Williams going up, and he was very upset about that, and I guess Jason Phillips did not agree with it. Marv?
And he's still pointing to his chin where he took the elbow, and Allen Iverson tells McKee to step away, but Iverson continues the argument.
Well, Aaron McKee, he's too valuable right now for this team, especially with Eric Snow being out. He's got to get his composure back. They need him on the floor.
7-point Philadelphia lead. Down to 25 seconds remaining in this first half. And apparently
Larry Brown just got a technical. Very, very upset.
Well, Larry Brown continued the argument. There appeared to be also a problem with the clock, and play just stopped, giving Larry Brown the opportunity to be heard. And he's hit with the tee, but Christie not able to hit.
I said they missed 2 free throws there. Christie misses a technical. Jason Williams 1 of 2. What's happened now, this crowd is really into the game. Larry Brown still very upset. I think he felt like the official had been talking to Aaron McKee, was not happy, and Larry was trying to protect his player. He's saying, get away from my player, get away from Allen. So this crowd into a frenzy. They don't need anything to get him excited here, Marv.
Jason Phillips, a young official working with Greg Willard and Ronnie Nunn, did see some action in the NBA last season, but this is his first full year. And he has been the focus of attention from the point of view of the Philadelphia 76ers.
I think they're trying to figure out here exactly how much time is on the clock. As you said, right before the technical foul, there was a problem with the clock. So we'll have to sort through this to see how much is on the clock and how much differential there is.
The decibel level went down with the delay in play, and there was no question about what Larry Brown was saying because the crowd quieted. Well, the clock showing 28 and 8/10 seconds remaining in the first half. 21 on the shot clock. Iverson setting it up on Williams.
It looked like Allen Iverson mishandled that dribble as he was trying to pick the ball up. Never really got a good handle on it and really hit Tony in the ankle. Now, big possession here, Sacramento, as they try to get it to either 5 or 4 here to go into the half.
Sixers have led by as many as 18. Here's Weber. It's down to a 5-point game. Final seconds, first half. Iverson racing down and hits. It's a 3 at the buzzer for Allen Iverson. How about that first half ending?
Well, you know, you hate to criticize what Chris Webber did there, but he took that shot too early, Marv, and in doing it, it allowed Iverson to come blowing back down the floor. And although it was a tough shot, he had 3 seconds here almost, and he goes end to end, gets to the three-point line. He's got 3 guys around him, shoots it over Chris Webber. A miraculous shot and a big shot as Philadelphia now goes in with an 8-point lead after it was cut to 5.
Allen Iverson with 20 points, 6 assists in the first half. Sacramento turns it around in the second quarter, but they're down by 8. Stay tuned for Ahmad Rashad, Kevin Johnson, PJ Carlesimo in our New York studio. We'll be right back.
It's always special when you bring your first one home. Chrysler Voyager, re-engineered and redesigned with dual sliding doors and over 45 standard safety and security features. It's the most affordable minivan you can buy. Now get $750 cash allowance on a Consumer's Digest Best Buy.
Ever wonder why we make every chicken sandwich hot, fresh, and right to order? It's the same reason we make our mixed salad shakers so much fun.
Welcome to Net Zero. At the half. Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Not just free internet access, the best internet access. Call 1-800-DEFENDER.
Ahmad Rashad back in New York with Kevin Johnson and PJ Carlesimo. Peter Vesey is hunkered down, putting another log on the fireplace. And right now, let's take a live look in at Indiana, where the Pacers and Spurs are late in the first half.
Spurs again, the bench has been big. Malik Rose, 10 points off the bench. All year, the San Antonio bench has come up big. You see Steve Kerr on the floor. Antonio Daniels couldn't go tonight, so both of the San Antonio point guards not available.
Tim Duncan, Reggie Miller, both quiet first half for the most part. You know, Isaiah still trying to find that lineup and that group of guys that he can go with and develop.
Steve Kerr, great shooter. Tim Duncan with a chance to get on it, but really quiet first half for Tim Duncan, but San Antonio.
At what point in the season do you have, how long do you have to try to find some continuity, like Isaiah trying to find some continuity of a team that can get it done out there?
You can't overstate the fact that they have 3 starters that are not on the team for last year, so it's going to take a while to develop those young players. Even though Bender had a big game on Christmas Day, he's still going to take some time to be very consistent.
Everybody talks about Shaquille O'Neal. You look at Tim Duncan's numbers. Tim Duncan's struggling from the free throw line. Last year, he shot it so well. This year, he's really struggling. Spurs are going to be in close games. It's not quite a Shaquille O'Neal situation, but it's not good news for the Spurs.
I think Tim Duncan came into the game in the league, took a lot of pressure off David Robinson. Now, David Robinson is going to have to take some pressure off Tim Duncan.
Now, Tim Duncan, though, hurt last year. Has this team gotten back to where they were when they won the championship a couple years ago?
No, I don't think they're back yet, but in a way, they have a chance to be better. The moves have really helped them. Derek Anderson is a great addition. Danny Ferry is a very positive addition. Tim Duncan, I don't think he doesn't believe he's back yet. I think the leg is fine. He's not quite playing with the same confidence, but Sean Elliott's playing better, I think, than he played 2 years ago when he won the championship.
They're still in striking distance, too. They're not very far out of that division. They'll be okay as the season
This has been the problem for them tonight. They're not playing well on the road. They're not taking care of business against the lesser teams, and you got to say Indiana right now is certainly not one of the premier teams in the league.
Philadelphia, Sacramento. I have the feeling that Philadelphia is this team that says that they're weak out there in the East. And even though they got a good record that they have, I think they're out trying to prove what kind of team they are.
The 2 stars, Iverson has 20 points first half, 15 points for Webber. But Sacramento's trying to establish their defense. They're the 6th best defensive team this year. Last year, they gave up 102 points. This year, down to 89. They didn't start out well defensively the first half. They picked it up a little bit down the stretch.
Speaking about the first half, Coach PJ, those points you made in the pregame are standing up.
Well, they're holding up so far. Offensive rebounding we thought was going to be big. Philadelphia with 12 boards at the half. Transition defense, they've done a great job. Sacks only got 7 points. And turnovers for them, relatively defensively taking care of the ball. 8 turnovers. They have to continue to do that. They're playing so well on the road. They've played so many road games already.
Yeah, Philadelphia's 13 and
4
on the
going
road,
into tonight.
and Sacramento's 13 and 1. So you get the best road team and home team playing each other.
Knicks at Minnesota. Here's a team now. If the Knicks can win this game, they'll have a 4-game winning streak. That's the most wins they've had all season in a row. They lead at the half, 46-38.
The whining is working. See, they're defending tonight. They've locked up KG. Kevin Garnett got off to a great start early. Hasn't done anything since then. At one point, Minnesota went over 6 minutes without scoring. That's Knicks defense.
Knicks are going for the 25th straight game of keeping a team under 100 points. When they do that, they don't lose. They're going for the NBA record. So Minnesota has to score more. They're a good offensive team, one of the worst defensive teams in basketball, though.
All right, coming up, a special look at one of the NBA's most talked about owners, Mark Cuban. We joined him earlier as he watches Dallas Mavericks play Houston, and we'll have that next as the NBA on NBC continues.
Tim Duncan struggling from the free throw line. Last year he shot it so well. This year he's really struggling. Spurs going to be in close games. It's not
Ever found yourself here? Waiting for the privilege of paying just to get in? That's how people feel when they realize how much they've been paying for internet access. You, on the other hand, are no fool. You log on to the internet using NetZero. It's fast, reliable, and it's totally free. You never pay a monthly fee. Ever, ever, ever. NetZero. Not just free internet access, the best internet access.
This is the time of year when we think of others, whether it's friends, family, or those less fortunate.
Can I get a high five before I go? My man.
It's a season of giving, but the most precious gift isn't found in a store. It's simply our time.
It only takes a moment to show someone you care.
And we can all make a difference, one smile at a time.
Yeah, that's what you want? From our NBA families to yours, have a happy, safe, and peaceful holiday season.
After 10 straight losing seasons, the Dallas Mavericks have turned things around this year with a record of 20-12. Not only is the team getting plenty of attention, so is their controversial owner, who's a Maverick in every way. He's Mark Cuban, and Summer Sanders joined him today for some inside access as he watched his team play the Rockets.
Do you get nervous before the game?
Oh, yeah.
Every game?
Hell yeah. Yeah, you think I was playing?
All right, so what are you going to wear today? Fashion is important to you, you know? I heard like 80 grand on suits or something like that. 12 grand on shoes.
There's a time and place for everything.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I'm not Michael Finley. I'll leave the fashion to Finn.
There is Maverick Mania, if you will, in Dallas right now for the first time in over 13 years.
Hey, Mark, thanks for finding us, man. That's fun. Well, thanks for coming out. We're going to have fun. Thanks, y'all.
Well, we get ready for this game today as the Rockets taking on the Dallas Mavericks. 59-34 Rockets.
Go White!
Nash got it inside.
Where's the foul?
We got a technical. Technical foul.
You're terrible, ref!
The worst referee I've ever seen in my life. You know, no matter what I say, I'm going to be painted as a whiner, right? But the bottom line is you're seeing it, right? It's not fair to the people who are coming to this game. It's not fair to the guys who are playing their heart out there.
Maurice Taylor, oh my goodness.
How about, what's your response to people who say maybe you are a little bit too passionate? And about
Tell them to buy a team, they can do whatever they want.
And that 31-point lead a few moments ago is down to only 13.
Now they got a chance to get it under 13.
You knew you weren't going to beat Dallas by 31 points. Nash kicks it. Ball is loose on the floor. Anderson gets it up ahead. Stevie Franchise puts the capper on the game.
Hard loss, baby. We'll get him next time. Thanks, man.
Well, obviously the Mavs did lose the game this afternoon, 114-99 to Houston, but it didn't affect Mark Cuban's enthusiasm. He has a ton of that.
I wonder why can't he get a better seat than the one up in the rafters?
No, you know, the reason for that is when he's sitting down front, he's chastising the referees and he's getting fined. So now he's up where they can't hear him.
The referees in the league put him there. Stu Jackson suggested he sit in the upper deck.
Cuban's great for the game. His energy, his intensity. He's got Dallas rocking. They're excited. Finally got some help from Mike Finley with Nash and Dirk Nowitzki. Got that German pronunciation right. They're excited in Dallas.
He's backing up. He's letting them hire coaches. He's letting them trade for, get players, pay players money, new plane, great accommodations. He's stepping up. The players feel he's behind them. That's special.
Both you as a former player, you as a former coach, you'd want an owner like that who gives you every possible chance to win.
Especially because he got deep pockets. You want any owner with deep pockets.
He just said he'd take any owner. All right, one more note. Peter Vecsey phoned in from in front of his fireplace with this bit of news. The Vancouver Grizzlies are putting their star forward Sharif Abdur-Rahim on the trading block. They're trying to loosen up some salary cap room and stockpile some first-round picks. Coming up, we'll take you back out to the game you're watching for the start of the second half. Thanks for joining us on the Net Zero at the half.
This has been Net Zero at the half. Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Not just free internet access, the best internet access. Visit www.netzero.net.
NBC Wednesdays are now truly must-see TV.
Nothing like surrounding yourself with the best and the brightest.
It's the night of the Emmy-winning shows The West Wing and Law & Order. And now, Ed joins this prestigious night.
I own a bowling alley. I am a lawyer. Two separate things.
Critics are calling it the best top-to-bottom night of primetime television. And TV Guide says it's a night to treasure.
I love it when it all comes together.
Ed, The West Wing, and Law & Order, the quality shows on NBC Wednesdays.
Here's your regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo or other search engines to check news, scores, stocks. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
Very loyal to this site. I'm not going to abandon it for some new guy with a truckload of cash.
You're kidding.
Of course. Do I look like an idiot? Look at this cash.
i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
This war will be fought amongst us. I have 7 children. I do not wish to leave them fatherless.
Yeah. I'm joining up with them.
I forbid you to go!
My child! You're my child!
We have to do something. I'll come back. I promise.
When the battle comes home,
where would he hide his children?
A father's only choice is to become a hero. Mel Gibson, The Patriot.
This month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV. Thursday, it's out with the old and in with all new episodes of Must-See TV.
Yes!
On Friends, Phoebe's old boyfriend, Hank Azaria's back. But what's going on between Phoebe and Joey?
Dinner tomorrow night. I'll pay for myself.
And Jack and Karen's friendship hits an all-new level. Finch gets slapped around, too.
You're not a man.
All new episodes of Friends. Weber, Will and Grace Just Shoot Me at ER NBC Thursday.
We are back at Arco Arena, Sacramento, California, Philadelphia, with an 8-point lead at halftime. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, and Jim Gray. And the Sixers, Doug, came out on fire, led by as many as 18. Allen Iverson with a big first half. But you take a look at the key numbers in the first half for Philadelphia. Offensive rebounds, second chance points.
Well, they had great energy, and what they did, they attacked the basket early. They had points in the paint in their favor. The Kings settled for a lot of outside jump shots. The rebounding big for Philadelphia. And you can see, though, in the second quarter, Sacramento sort of geared their defense, got back in the game. But for Philadelphia, the key is Allen Iverson. He brings so much energy. He got them off to a great start. Movement without the basketball. He hit a little outside jump shot, drives it to the basket, gets inside. Once again, stepping out, hitting the three, and then the big shot at the end of the half, a big boost for his team to get them going back here in the third period.
Well, Allen Iverson, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, sky high right from the start, and he's with our Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Marv Allen, how big was that shot for you at the end of the first half? You guys had lost the momentum.
We needed it. Like you said, we lost the momentum. We needed that shot, going to halftime with some type of confidence to come back out on. But I mean, they played well. We expected them to have a run. You know, that's what type of team they are. They shoot a lot of long shots, but we want them to take those long shots because hopefully when they get tired, those long shots won't fall at the end, and it keeps us out of foul trouble.
All right, Allen, good luck here in a second.
All right, thanks, man.
Back over to you, Marv.
All right, guys. So it's an 8-point-6er lead at the half. Sacramento showing some signs in the second quarter. A meeting of two of the NBA's best. Second half coming up.
When you've got a big job on your hands, you need something that's as tough as you are. Like the 2001 Chevy Silverado, the truck. Now, make your money count on the 2001 Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab with as low as 1.9% APR, giving you $26.07 in average finance savings. That's 1.9% APR. So make your money count at your local Chevy dealer today.
Okay, who are you?
The milkman?
Do you have a sidekick?
No.
A nemesis?
A what?
A bad guy?
I'm a people person.
Have you been fighting crime long?
I don't fight crime.
What do you fight?
Osteoporosis, a never-ending supply of milk, and chocolate milk.
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
This Monday,
You investigate, what did you call it?
Miraculous.
Miraculous.
Phenomena. Discover the difference between a mystery and a miracle.
And this cloth is healing people.
Mysterious Ways returns this Monday with all new episodes.
We've stumbled across something that's going to save millions of lives.
All new Mysterious Ways, NBC Monday, New Year's Day, 8/7 Central.
Ready to go in the second half. The Sacramento Kings 13-1 here at home. The only loss back in mid-November to the Los Angeles Lakers. They won their last 9 here at Arco. It's their best home start in the history of the franchise. And the 76ers, on the other hand, 14-4, best road record in the league, and they have won their last 6 away from home.
Well, I think it's very important for Sacramento in this quarter to establish your defense. The team they have now on the floor got off to a horrible defensive start. Philly had 35 points in the first quarter. They have got to set the tone right now for their team.
Allen Iverson, Aaron McKee in the backcourt, George Lynch, Tyrone Hill, Theo Ratliff up front. McKee's pass picked off. Vlade Divac just fell down in the backcourt, but he's all right. He slipped. And that pass through the hands of Doug Christie.
They've changed the matchup, Marv. They now have Christie on McKee and Jason Williams on Iverson. They want to take away McKee's post-up, but Jason Williams is going to really struggle trying to handle Iverson.
Yes, Aaron McKee really hurt the Kings right at the start. Traveling violation is called. And Rick Adelman has Jason Williams in the backcourt with Doug Christie, Vlade Divac, Chris Webber, and Peja Stojakovic on the front line.
Well, Stojakovic and Webber had a good first half. They combined for 27 points, shot 10 of 20 combined. The rest of the team only 5 of 20.
Christie has been quiet. Lynch with the rebound. Iverson. Here's Iverson. Yes. So Allen Iverson has hit his last 2, hit the buzzer basket. A 3-pointer at the end of the first half. Iverson now has 22 points, and the Sixers open up a 10-point lead. Divac. And Lynch with the steal. 3-on-1. McKee for Iverson.
So when you play a scorer like Allen Iverson, the last thing you want to do is let him come out in the quarter and hit a first couple shots, especially a layup. Because you know Marv, he has no conscience. He's going to keep shooting the ball. He took 40 shots against this team last year.
And again, the crowd getting impatient. Here's Stojakovic. Slow start here at the start of the third quarter for the Kings.
I think the matchups are bad right now for Sacramento, to where they're playing to have to force Christie to play McKee. This lets Iverson run loose, and you see what's happening right now. He's off to a great start.
He is feeling it. He has scored the last 9 points in this game.
Marv, you know, you've been in the league 30 years plus. It's a game of matchups in the NBA, and right now Iverson is going right at Jason Williams and really taking it to him.
Christie in traffic. Divac and tipped home by Chris Christie, and for Doug Christie, that is his first field goal. Divac with just 2 points from the foul line. Kings have had a couple of silent performances on the offensive end. Iverson again.
Jason Williams has got to take more of a challenge here, Marv. I'm not trying to pick on this guy, but he's got to dig in and say, you know what, my chance to make a mark on this team is to play Iverson and try to calm him down a little bit. Right now, Iverson is doing anything he wants to do.
Weber, yes. Chris Weber has 17 points. Allen Iverson with 28 to lead the way, and the Sixers are up by 12.
And Larry Brown's an old school coach. If something's working, stay with it. And right now, Iverson has got it going.
Well, he hit his previous 5 shots. Christie met by McKee. Christie off the head. Doug Christie getting to the rim.
That was a brilliant move. He turned and faced him. A quick first step. Doug Christie's so athletic. And when we talked to the Kings yesterday, Chris Webber, and we talked to Rick Adams, they said he really has been such a key for their defensive surgence this year.
And the Kings have come a long way at the defensive end. Although, if you had not seen them this year, and this is the first game you're watching, you say, what are you talking about? Radnick with a sweeping hook. And last touch by Hill of the Sixers. Philadelphia has led by as many as 18. They lead by 10 with 4 minutes gone by in the third. Iverson trying to knock it away, and Stojakovic is fouled by Lynch.
Say, Allen Iverson is so quick. He was on the weak side of the floor. Weber had his back turned, and he sprinted from behind him and knocked the ball loose. Fortunately for Sacramento, went back up to Weber. But Iverson, you cannot blink around this guy.
Aaron McKee running the floor. And McKee able to go the distance.
Jason Williams didn't stop the ball. He tried to play in from behind it, let McKee go right around him for the layup. Rick Adelman cannot be happy with this defense.
Weber, yes.
Boy, Marv, how good is he at shooting that ball? Now he's so confident at stepping out on the floor. Makes it virtually impossible to try to guard him with the big man.
Weber now 8 of 15. He has 19 points. 10-point, 76 lead. Divac able to pick it off. Jason Williams took his eye off the ball. Open shot to Stojakovic. It's a 3 for Peja Stojakovic. 7-point Sixer lead.
Sacramento is a very streaky team, especially at home. They can hit you quickly, as we saw in that first half. So a big lead does not last long here.
Iverson. Allen Iverson again felt that he was fouled. 30 for Iverson. Is he on the way to another 50-plus here?
Well, right now, he is so confident.
Here's Jason Williams. Oh, he flipped it up. Jason Williams with a scoop shot.
Looked like he might have twisted his ankle on that play as he went through about 3 or 4 players getting to the basket.
Back to a 7-point Sixer lead. Coming up on 6 minutes remaining in the third. McKee hesitated, was looking for Ratliff. It will be Sacramento ball.
Allen Iverson doing such a great job of reading screens, what the defender is doing. He fades, gets to the baseline, and now Jason Williams goes inside. You see, looked like he might have banged his leg on Tyrone Hill. Gets the basket, and in the next possession, forced a turnover by overplaying Iverson.
9 points for Jason Williams off that bucket. Nice pass, and the block by Lynch. George Lynch, a superb defensive player, and Lynch takes it the rest of the way.
They are such an opportunistic team. It appears just as you get them on their heels a little bit defensively, George Lynch comes up with a big play. He gets a basket. They once again push that lead to 9.
The dog is supposed to cry. So let's do one more. Are you finished? Rex, you're supposed to cry. Think back to your worst day. That's your motivation. Motivation.
Cut it! Print that!
I smell sequel!
Thank you!
Rex, about your next movie. Call me!
When you've got a big job on your hands, you need something that's as tough as you are. Like the 2001 Chevy Silverado, the truck. Now, make your money count on the 2001 Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab with as low as 1.9% APR, giving you $26.07 in average finance savings. That's 1.9% APR. So make your money count at your local Chevy dealer today.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Budweiser. With a crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. By Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by McDonald's. We love to see you smile.
In the first half, we saw Allen Iverson hit a big shot at half court to push the Sixer lead from 5 to 8 after they lost an 18-point lead. He's now come out in the third quarter and electrified his team with his great shooting, moving away from the basketball. Jason Williams trying to square him up. Iverson hitting the jump shot, getting inside with a little floater, and he right now is doing whatever he wants to do on the floor. He has 30 points on 22 shots. You see shots have come from all different angles. And Marvin, watching Allen Iverson play over the last couple seasons, I think to try to defend against him, you have to have a unique player, a guy who's got some size and some quickness that can square him up, keep him in front of him, and then bother his shot. A smaller player does not bother him on the defensive end.
Jason Williams about 6'1", so a guy like Kobe, who's also, as you mentioned, quick enough to stay with Iverson would provide a problem. Here's Stojakovic for three. Stojakovic again. And Weber able to tip it back to Christie. Look out. Christie recovers the dribble. Weber going at Ratliff. And draws the foul.
See, I like that play that time. You missed two outside jump shots. Chris Weber has been shooting the ball well. Didn't get seduced into taking another outside jump shot. He said, you know what? I've got to attack Theo Ratliff. I got to get our team to the free throw line. Goes in and gets the foul. That's a smart play.
Chris Weber will be the most sought-after player in the NBA when he becomes a free agent next summer. Says he's looking for a championship contending locale. Sacramento, of course, can pay him more than any other team, as you see, as we mentioned right at the start, although he had an excellent season a year ago. He's picked it up even more so this season. And as I say that, he misses the two free throws. And Chris Weber playing today with a case of the stomach flu. He's been under the weather right throughout the day.
Theo's really improved that phase of his game. He really has worked hard to become a little medium-range jump shooter, because really he's not strong enough, Marv, to hold post position. If you get him out there, he can shoot it.
Divac able to get down deep on Tyrone Hill. Just the first field goal for Bloody Divac. He has 4 points, 9-point Sixer lead.
See the versatility of Aaron McKie, though. Normally it's Eric Snow handling the basketball. But Bloody Divac taking his time, recognizing that Tyrone Hill probably not going to be able to block his shot. He gets in at point-blank range and scores. For Marv, to finish the thought, the fact that Aaron McKie can play combination guard either position, now Iverson can run off all kinds of screens, and that's what he's done to get his shot in this period.
Jason Williams staying with Allen Iverson, and Allen Iverson continues the onslaught. He has 12 of his 32 here in the third quarter. His career high, he did it twice, 50 points. He did it against Sacramento, as we mentioned, in Philadelphia last year. Also hit 50 at Cleveland back in '97. Lynch Recovered by McKee. Iverson season high 45 in a loss at home to the Utah Jazz. Iverson again on fire.
Wow.
34 for Iverson.
He is putting on a show in every way. He's doing it with his defense, his rebounding, his shooting, his energy.
He came out all stirred up. You could see it. He stepped on the floor. He was sky high. Christie had no angle. McKee for Iverson, able to save it. Iverson beating Williams. Iverson trying to get it to Ratliff. Last touch by the King.
I'm getting tired watching him run up and down the floor. This guy's got more energy. Watch him running off these screens. Jason Williams trying to stay with him. Creates just enough daylight to where he can pull up and shoot that jump shot, then comes down the floor, and here goes my theory right out the window. They put a taller, quicker guy on him. Iverson said, that ain't gonna work either.
Today, I don't think anything will work. Iverson with 17 of the Sixers' last 23 points.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I make your order?
Ooh, he likes you, girl. Crispy chicken meal?
Any special way?
Ooh, he's making it special.
Our sandwiches are made hot, fresh, right to order. Remember?
Right.
Chicken McGrill or crispy chicken. I made yours extra special.
I think your creativity comes from within. I think everybody is born with creativity, but I believe it's the trust in yourself and the trust in your emotions to talk to yourself, so to speak, to become your own psychologist, to let your emotions out on a piece of paper, to not be afraid of anything, not be afraid of what people think, not be afraid of what people may say, to just be yourself. And I think that's something that's rare nowadays.
It is a thrill, a minute. But time is almost up on Toyotathon 01. Hurry to Toyota's blockbuster sales event of the year before the great values on Toyota's best are no more. You're in the driver's seat. Get there before the thrill is gone. Toyotathon 01. It's January 2nd at your Toyota dealer.
Team Audi has won an amazing 7 races in a row. Now the American Le Mans Series season concludes in the Land Down Under, Sunday at 2 Eastern on NBC. College football's most electrifying player, Michael Vick, leads number 5 Virginia Tech versus Clemson in the Toyota Gator Bowl. New Year's Day at 12:30 Eastern on NBC.
Here in Sacramento, it has been a remarkable performance by Allen Iverson. 13 of 24. He's hit 8 of his last 9, and this is a guy who has played hurt time and time again, including today. Partial dislocation of his right shoulder suffered last week. It was thought he'd be out 2 to 4 weeks. Misses 1 game, makes his return with 29 points against Golden State on Wednesday night. Has 2 sore hips, a chronically inflamed right elbow, but you'd never know it here today.
Well, you know, when you look at all the injuries that he's gone through, Marv, this is what I was talking about to start the game. These things mount up through your career. And what Larry Brown is trying to get to him is to make him sure that to be durable and continue to be that way, you've got to work in the offseason as Aaron McKee comes right out and hits a 3. So a 16-point lead. Once again, the Sixers come out of a timeout, run a set play, execute, and now Iverson with the steal.
Oh, you know he wants to go right at Jason Williams. Williams is called for the foul on a reach-in. That is his 4th. Allen Iverson's eyes lighting up as he saw Jason Williams was the lone defender backpedaling.
Allen Iverson is so quick. The lazy pass by Jason Williams. He reads it beautifully. Takes the ball right into the open court. And Rick Allen was in a tough situation to start this period. Aaron McKee hurt them early, but he put Jason Williams on Iverson to start this quarter, and it has not worked. In fact, it has backfired big time, and they've pushed their lead out once again to 17. That's twice now that this lineup has been beaten in the first quarter and now this time. So not a good matchup, Mark, to start this game.
Iverson with 16 of his 36 points here in the third. Bobby Jackson has made his return, coming on for Jason Williams. And Stojakovic with a 3 to end the 9-0 run by the Sixers.
Now, Bobby Jackson has the unenviable task of saying, you know what, Allen Iverson's got it going, and I've got to try to slow him down. And, Marv, we've seen how hard that is through the years. Once a guy gets it cooking, it's tough to slow him down.
Iverson with the head fake on Jackson. Here's McKee from three. Kept alive by McKee. They're on every loose ball. Well, Ratliff wanted to fire one up from the baseline. Now Christie switching off on Iverson.
Now they're going to go in the post against Aaron McKee, so they're picking their spots.
Here's Hill. Nice play. Very sharp passing right from the opening tip by the Sixers.
Philadelphia's playing as well as any team I've seen this year right now in this particular game.
And Lynch with the deflection.
It's like they're playing at a different speed, Mark. What you talked about in the first half, they're deflecting passes, they're getting the loose ball, the offensive rebounds, they're beating them in the open court. Sacramento's on their heels right now. They've got to find something, and it's got to be that defense that's gotten them to where they have been today. They've got to guard.
Todd McCullough checks back in. Lonnie Divot's sitting down. Scott Pollard coming on. And a foul is called as Stojakovic hits the floor. Foul against the Sixers. It's on McKee. Philadelphia has out-rebounded Sacramento 42-19.
And a lot of those on the offensive boards. And Marv, offensive boards is hustle and the willingness to get in there and get second shots.
Here's Weber. 81-66. Philadelphia with a minute and 40 left in the third quarter. 76ers in the finale of a three-game road trip, looking to make it 7 straight wins on the road. Good job by Christie against McKee. Ratliff shooting. Oh, Theo Ratliff with 16.
Now, when you talk right now about the Eastern Conference centers, Theo Ratliff's one of the front runners to be the starting center in the All-Star game. I think he's second balloting behind Alonzo Mourning, who hasn't played.
Theo leading the NBA in block shots. He's also shown some offense. Stojakovic way off. Sixers have hit 13 of 17 from the field in a blistering third quarter display. And Iverson, despite the fact, yes, he's taken a lot of shots, scored a lot of points, not forcing the issues, keeping it up.
Absolutely. I thought he forced a little early, but he settled into a nice rhythm now.
It's a rare miss for Iverson. Christie behind the back for Weber. McKee kicks it out, and Lynch looks to reset. Iverson being played by Christie. 10 on the shot clock. Iverson is fouled by Christie.
He's a blur. That guy is a blur. It is so hard to try to play him, especially, Marvin, you get into penalty. Now when he sees that opening, he gets to the basket. Now he's shooting free throws. I mean, Doug Christie is quick. He's tall. I guess, excuse me, they're not in the penalty, so they'll take the ball sideline out of bounds. But what it does, though, it'll give them the last shot here of the quarter, basically. There's 20 seconds now on the shot clock, 14.
So that's the fourth team foul. Tony Kukoc has a seat coming on for George Lynch. It's a 6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Iverson has it down to 5 on the 24. Iverson to his right this time. Ratliff sweeping. Ratliff with the save. Here's McKee for Ratliff. What a sensational quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers. After 3 here in Arco. Looks like that ear is still bothering Theo Ratliff. After 3, it's the 76ers 83 and the Kings 66. Back with the fourth quarter after these messages.
It is a thrill, a minute. But time is almost up on Toyotathon 01. Hurry to Toyota's blockbuster sales event of the year for great values on our best. Like the legendary and reliable Camry. Just one ride, and you'll know why. It's been the #1 selling car in America for 3 years in a row. Toyotathon 01. Get there before the thrill is gone. Hurry, ends January 2nd.
This is the place where gravity is suspended, where adrenaline overrules pain, and fatigue has no bearing, where at 6'10", 250, you're often undersized, yet it's the size of one's heart, not body, that determines his success. With NBA League Pass from DirecTV, you'll get up to 40 games a week from outside your area. Call 1-800-DirecTV now, and for just $169, you'll see the world's greatest athletes play the world's greatest game.
Tonight, Rob Lowe, Eminem, Saturday Night Live.
There is no danger, however, as the satellite's now expected to smash into Quasi, an uninhabited part of the Australian outback. Scientists say the 12...
Do you, Yahoo?
Rabbi Jake Schramm.
His whole congregation's trying to set him up.
I'm like a hunted bunny.
Thought nothing was harder than dating.
Punch me. I'm not gonna punch you.
Are you some kind of wuss?
No, I'm not.
Until he fell for his best friend.
I'm saying that I love you.
Am I on speakerphone?
Keeping the faith.
Don't you want to come up?
Come
on!
Go!
This month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Philadelphia adding to its lead with a strong third quarter. They shot 13 of 21. They're 51%. For the game, they had the lead up to 17. Once again, sparked by Allen Iverson, who went 7 for 10 in the third. 16 of his game-high 36 coming in the third quarter. Chris Webber leading Sacramento with 21. Fourth quarter is underway. Here's Webber going at Hill. Beautifully done by Webber.
I tell you, the score by quarter really tells the story of this game, Marv. The starters from Sacramento did not match up well with the Sixers starters. Outscored by 16 in the first, 9 in the third, down 25 in those two quarters. Second quarter, they win by 9.
Iverson and McKee in the backcourt. Now Kukoc, McCullough, and Hill up front. Tony Kukoc has been very quiet. Lost it. Iverson on the intercept. Behind the back for McKee. Fighting Hill. Rejected by Pollard. Stojakovic handler. Here's Webber. Pass intended for Pollard. So the Sixers get it back. It has not been a happy day for Rick Adelman and his staff.
Well, I'm sure the thing that's disappointing the most is just their defense has really let them down here today. Philadelphia is trying to become the first team to shoot over 50% on the year against Sacramento.
And if the 76ers hang on and win, they will have the best record in the NBA. They come in at 20-8. Second three of the day.
Now Larry Brown has got to use his timeouts wisely in this quarter. Anytime there's a surge, he's got to get a timeout. Try to diffuse this crowd.
McKee to the fadeaway. Rebounded by Webber. Here's Barry going at McKee. Barry takes all the way. And a foul.
This is the energy group, the better defensive team that Sacramento had so much success with in that second quarter. John Barry, Bobby Jackson, Stojakovic, Pollard, and Webber. Barry comes down the floor, pulls up, and knocks down the three. And then the defensive rebound, they come running once again. Barry takes the ball strong to the basket. The loose ball foul on McCullough as he comes over the back of Scott Pollard.
Webber at the high post. Webber off a series of fakes.
It's a good timeout by Larry Brown. He's an experienced coach. He understands the crowd here. You've got to take the timeout, settle your team down, and get a field goal to come out and take this crowd out of the game.
The Kings move within 10. A 7-0 run to open up this fourth in the fourth. Timeout taken by the Sixers.
The Blazers take on the Knicks when the NBA on NBC returns in 2 weeks.
Your buddy has had a bit too much to drink. Everyone at the party is looking away, but not you. You get involved. You take away his car keys, and you get him home safely. So you miss a party. It sure beats missing a friend.
Thank you! Tell your friends where you got that now.
You don't need to go to extremes to afford a great car. Not at Oldsmobile. 0 to pay drive away, 0 down, plus 0 payments for 12 months, and 0 interest for 1 full year for qualified buyers on every 2000 and 2001 Oldsmobile. And get $1,000 cash back on every 2001 Oldsmobile. Limitations apply. Call for details. So save your green. And see your Oldsmobile dealer today.
Hey, everybody. This looks like fun. How much is this airline paying you people to sit here?
What? You're paying them? You mean like those people who pay for internet access? Why do that when you can just log on to NetZero?
It's fast, reliable, and it's totally free.
You never pay a monthly fee. Ever, ever, ever. NetZero. Not just free internet access. The best internet access.
I was reading a book when I heard some birds. Do they think we're chirping when they hear us use words? But when I turned my head to look, I realized those birds were from my book. Every time I read, I find the words come to life inside my mind. I meet a cowboy in the Wild West, the finder of a treasure chest, the owner of a pizza place, Romans in a chariot race, a lady with a powdered wig, a farmer with his friendly pig. Don't you want to see them too? Then reading's all you have to do.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, who reminds you the 3 most important words are, hey, beer man, by Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers, and by NetZero, not just free internet access, the best internet access. Call 1-800-DEFENDER.
We just got to defend for 12 minutes, right? That's got to be our mindset. We defend every possession. Be aware, last play they ran.
Larry Brown a moment ago during the timeout talking to his ball club.
Well, he knows that Sacramento at home is such a streaky team. They've scored 7 straight points, so the lead from 17 to 10. You take a timeout, and you get the shot that you want to get. This is a big possession for the Sixers. Let's see if they can get a score.
Sacramento scoring the first 7 points of this fourth quarter. Making a move, a whip and 10. McKee comes right back following the timeout.
Well, you wonder why they're so good on the road. They have poise. They executed the play to perfection. Aaron McKee playing great. Back-to-back 24-point games. Another great game today.
13 points, 12 assists for McKee. Weber with the step back, looking to draw the foul, and claims that he was hacked.
Looked like Greg Willard started to call the foul, and then I think he felt that Weber jumped in to create the contact. He stayed away from the whistle.
Iverson delivering to the corner. This time McKee was too strong. Here's Jackson. Bobby Jackson, yes.
Not the shot you'd want trying to come back from 12 down, but it did go in. The degree of difficulty on that one was pretty tough, Marv.
85-75, Sixers by 10. McKee lost it. Jackson fouled at center court by Iverson.
You know, it's interesting. The Sixers, the last 3 possessions have gone to Aaron McKee rather than Iverson. Bobby Jackson, after coming up with a great steal, the play before, the little runner looks like he got in the lane and wanted to pass it, could find nobody. Fortunately, he had enough vertical leap to be able to finish, and here's the steal. Putting the pressure on Iverson. Iverson takes the foul to prevent the fast break.
Aaron McKee now will get a rest. Kevin Ollie checking in, played briefly in the first half. Kevin Ollie in his 5th season out of University of Connecticut. Second go-round with the Sixers. Here's Weber, who has had the touch despite fighting off a bout with the flu. 27 points on 12 of 21 from the field, and the Kings are within 8. They're on their feet at Arco. Ollie with the runner. Pollard with the loose ball. And here's Jackson ahead of the field. It's down to 6.
And Larry Brown is saying, look, take our time. Kevin Ollie took a bad shot. Nobody back on defense. This is the crowd that you see in Sacramento.
13-2 run by the Kings. Iverson, yes!
Whoa!
38 for Iverson, 87-79. Philadelphia, Weber, and a foul is called. He was blocked.
Nice job on the fast break. John Barry throwing the ball ahead to Jackson, who scores off the bad shot by Ollie. And then what do? You go to your best players and look, we need a basket here. And he delivers nicely to push the lead back up to 8.
All right, here's Stojakovic. Kings want a goaltend. Let's see, the officials checking with each other. Was it a foul or a goaltend? No, apparently a foul called on McCullough, and that is his 4th. So Chris Weber to the line. He is 3 out of 6 at the line. And Chris Weber for the season a 70% free throw shooter. Well, apparently it's Stojakovic to the line. A reminder, you can join TNT on Thursday night when the Orlando Magic take on the New York Knicks. That'll be 8 o'clock Eastern time. The Knicks and the Magic on TNT. 87-81, a 6-point game once again.
When you have a lead, it's like the clock doesn't move.
You have experienced that.
Yes.
Iverson. And back comes Stojakovic. They'll swing it back the other way. Barry. Stojakovic for 3.
It's amazing. It's like 2 different games today. The bench and Weber and the starters. I mean, it's incredible.
Philadelphia nearly turned it over as they were calling for time. Kevin Ollie racing up court, and the timeout is taken.
Larry Brown in that timeout, we heard him. He said, guys, we've got to think defense. Sacramento moving the basketball. John Barry finding the open shooter, but they've done it with their defense. The matchups are better with this unit, and they are taking advantage of it as they crawl within 3.
They say good things come to those who wait. As long as they don't wait too long. From now until January 2nd, get a $500 holiday bonus for $1,250 total cash back on any 2001 Grand Prix. So stop by your Pontiac dealer now and light up the season. This holiday bonus ends January 2nd.
Hey guys, check this out. Wow. How do you think it got here?
I don't know.
What do you think we should do with it?
We can't leave it here.
Oh, is it dead?
I don't know. See if it's cold. Go on. Huh?
It's cold.
Getting lucky? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Push, guys, push.
Is your internet slowing you down? Get Telocity High Velocity Internet and push the play button on life.
You ain't seen nothing yet. It's something that you're never gonna forget.
This is Telocity High Velocity DSL Internet Service. Experience the net like never before.
But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet.
Sign up now and get $50 to spend at Amazon.com. Call 1-800-Velocity.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
Voglio attaccare. Guardalo, guardalo. Torna dalla mamma. Non è la tua fidanzata, dai. Anche la mia, gioca stai giù con le gambe, difendi. Ok, vieni qua, prima lezione. Giù con le gambe e gli stai addosso.
Lascialo stare, lascialo stare.
Basta, è impossibile marcarlo.
Non ti preoccupare, adesso cambiamo le squadre.
Va bene, dai. Ok, adesso la palla è mia.
Dove vai? Dammi la palla. Questa è la mia casa.
Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, David Duval, Nick Price, Lee Jensen, Gary Nicklaus, Jean Van de Velde, and defending champion Billy Andrade. Have some fun in a test to see who's best. The exciting conclusion of the EMC Golf Skills Challenge Sunday on NBC.
Well, the last time the Sixers left Sacramento with a victory was back in 1989. They were led by Charles Barkley, had a triple-double, 30 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists. A desperation three by Danny Ainge of the Sacramento Kings did not fall. Jim Lynam's team came away as the winners. Sixers have lost 10 straight here at Arco since then. Philadelphia with Charles Barkley, Hersey Hawkins, Maurice Cheeks, who's now an assistant coach under Larry Brown. Sacramento have Kenny Smith, Vinny Del Negro. As you saw, Danny Ainge. Here's Iverson. Allen Iverson with 40 points. And the Kings now lead 89-84.
Stars win games. And that's what Allen Iverson is. He's a star, and he's trying to pull his team out of a tough battle here right now with the Kings, who are fighting back.
Stojakovic, 4. 26 for Stojakovic. It's a 2-point Sixer lead. They've led by as many as 18. Shot clock at 5. Here's McKee. It is Sacramento in possession. Down by 2. 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Jackson. And McKee with the rebound.
What a frenetic pace. We still have almost 6 minutes to go in this game.
Just 10 days ago at home against Utah, the 76ers had a 16-point lead and lost the game. That's the game that saw Iverson come over the season high of 45. Sixers still in possession, but only 2 on the shot clock.
Set play, though. 2 seconds to go. You know that the Sixers have worked on this in practice. Larry Brown did not have to call a timeout. Executed to perfection.
91-87. Philadelphia. 5:20 remaining of the fourth. Stojakovic, who has had the hot hand, played by Lynch, shoots over.
Are you serious? But did you see, Marv? He didn't have to put it on the floor. He created space just by moving the ball around, step back, and buried a 3.
Sixers by just 1. Stojakovic 6 of 10 from downtown. They are standing here at Arco. McKee with a hard driving move. What a play. And the foul.
The poise of the Philadelphia 76ers. We talked before, Marv, about how they feel very confident playing in close games, especially on the road, because they're a good defensive team, and they feel they can find a way to score. Now we see Aaron McKee slashing in the lane, gets the foul, the opportunity for the 3-point play. So timely baskets by both McKee and Lynch to keep the Sixers in the lead.
Aaron McKee moving closer to a triple-double. 94-90. Oh, Barry beating the Sixers down.
Allen Iverson fell asleep there because he's got to cover Barry because McKee was shooting the free throws.
94-92. Philadelphia 4.5 remaining in the fourth. Bobby Jackson all over Allen Iverson. Shot clock down to 2, down to 1. Iverson, yes! 42 points for Iverson. 96-92.
He who blinks first loses today, Marv.
Stojakovic rejected. And last touch by the Sixers.
Aaron McKie shoots the free throw. Allen Iverson has got to be covering back. No communication, and Aaron McKie cannot get there. Barry takes advantage. And once again, your star comes through for you. Allen Iverson squares up and shoots the jump shot.
Weber not able to hit the drive. Hill with the rebound. Kevin Ollie has checked back in to provide a rest for Aaron McKie. McKie stays on the floor with Iverson and Ollie, so they go 3-guard set, along with Ratliff and Hill. Shot clock at 3. It's down to 2. Ratliff. And 24-second violation. Timeout called by the Kings.
What a great environment and a great game.
It's GMC's year-end advantage. Time to take advantage of professional-grade engineering. Like Chuck Bazzina's smart braking system on Sierra that comprehends weight and balances braking, designed to give the driver unsurpassed control. But perhaps the biggest year-end advantage are the numbers on Sierra, engineered by this guy. Now get as low as 1.9% APR financing on any 2001 Sierra 4-door extended cab. Hurry, offer ends January 2nd.
Eat it cheap or just can't find it anywhere else. eBay.
You wouldn't believe the sales.
I hope you didn't put all those in the credit card.
Yeah, why?
Those interest charges are really gonna get us.
Don't worry. I used our new Capital One card. It's interest-free.
To the neighbors! If you had a new Capital One card, all your purchases would be interest-free until July 2001.
We gotta tell Bob and Carol about Capital One.
What's in your wallet?
A beer is only as good as the ingredients used to brew it. That's why Budweiser uses only the finest all-natural ingredients, hand-selected to deliver a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you won't find in any other beer at any price.
This bug's for you. And you and you and you. This bug's for you.
Traffic New York. Traffic Portland. Skyscrapers New York. Skyscrapers Portland. Rose Garden Portland. Madison Square Garden New York. Some things are the same wherever you go. Two teams seeking the next level meet when the Knicks host the Blazers. The NBA on NBC returns in 2 weeks.
Pedro Stojakovic matching his season high with 29. 11 coming here in the fourth. On fire from downtown.
He's just so confident, Marv, as he catches and shoots the basketball, creates space, movement without the ball. No hesitation at all. Shooting the ball over George Lynch. The Kings are within 4. But Marv, right now, with 3:31 to go, they've got to do it with their defense. They cannot continue to change baskets. Philadelphia's come up with timely hoops to keep in the lead.
The Kings trying to come back from an 18-point deficit. They came back after being 24 down back on December the 10th against Miami here at Arco. They trail here by 4, 3:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Weber over Ratliff. Good box out by Ollie. Larry Brown staying with the 3 guards. He has Ollie working at the point along with Iverson and McKie. Here's Ollie to his left, coming up short. Weber with the save. Jackson checking the floor. Just under 3 to go in this fourth quarter. Here's Pollard beating Hill.
Scott Pollard has improved so much. I had him in Detroit. He's got great hands, and he actually shoots the ball with his left hand around the basket better than a right, and he's a righty.
96-94. The lead is down to 2. Sacramento had it within 1. Iverson with the shot clock at 5. Has to give it up. Here's Ollie with 1 on the 24. Again, not able to hit. Kevin Ollie with a couple of opportunities. And now the Kings back in possession, down by 2.
Well, that's what Sacramento wants. They want Ollie to take the shots.
Weber. Chris Weber has tied the game at 96.
Mark, with Ollie on the floor, his man can gamble. So watch John Barry be the help guy to force them to get the ball to Ollie to make him shoot it.
A minute 50 to go in the fourth. This crowd has been on its feet throughout the fourth quarter. The game tied at 96. McKee. Ratcliffe able to pull it down, and a foul is called.
Scott Pollard with great inside position. He seals, and once again, the little soft left-handed floater around the basket. And we've talked about Chris Weber being a great passer, a great shooter, and now he takes the ball to the basket against the best shot blocker in the NBA and gets the finish. And you know what? Vlade loves it.
For each team, that's 4 team fouls. George Lynch returns for Kevin Ollie. So the next foul will put Sacramento over the limit. The same for Philadelphia. Iverson on the poker. Yes! Allen Iverson has 44, and the Sixers lead by 2 with a minute and 25 to go in the fourth. Jackson off the pick. Weber. Way off.
I don't think that's a shot that they wanted at that time, Mark. Weber can get a better one than that.
Coming up on 1 minute left in the fourth. Iverson, played by Johnson. Ratcliffe with the tip, and a loose ball foul has been called against the Sixers. They are now over the limit, so the Kings will shoot 2. Now the call is on Tyrone Hill. That's his third. And Scott Pollard at the line. He is 2 for 2 at the free throw line, a 78% shooter. Just 58 and 8/10 seconds remaining in what has been a sensational game.
You can see how important Scott Pollard is to this team. He had missed games with the ankle injury. He's the best post defender they have, and you see him play the majority of the fourth quarters instead of Vlade. So they have he and Weber out there together. It gives them a better defensive front line. Pollard has a chance to tie the game if he did.
The Kings and the Sixers at 98 apiece. Sixers do have a full timeout in the 20. Sacramento with 2 in a 20. 45 seconds to go on the fourth. Shot clock at 7. Looks not able to hit. Jackson with the rebound. Kings with a chance to take the lead. Here's Barry for 3. Jackson keeps it alive. There's a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, and the Kings want to talk it over. They call for time.
Mark, has Sacramento ever led in this game?
No, it's been Sixers all the way. We'll be right back.
I think your creativity comes from within. I think everybody is born with creativity, but I believe it's the trust in yourself and the trust in your emotions to talk to yourself, so to speak, to become your own psychologist. to let your emotions out on a piece of paper, to not be afraid of anything, not be afraid of what people think, not be afraid of what people may say, to just be yourself. And I think that's something that's rare nowadays.
Keep an eye on the websites your kids are looking at. You make sure your wife's cell phone battery is fully charged. And you haven't missed a day of work in 12 years. So it comes as no surprise that your auto parts are AC Delco. When the right way is the only way. AC Delco Automotive Parts.
The extreme training has begun because on February 3rd, professional football is gonna get a whole lot tougher. The XFL is coming. NBC, February.
The Kings of the Sixers making their way back out of the court. Game tied at 98. 23 seconds remaining in the fourth. 18 on the shot clock for Sacramento.
You can see when you're down 16 going into the fourth quarter, you have to defend to get back in the game. They've done that. Philly's only shot 35%. You got to get the ball. Oh, that's over and back.
Should have been a backcourt violation. Was there any?
The ball was touched in the
contact made. I didn't see any.
Now you can throw the ball in the backcourt, but they threw it in the front court and then it went into the backcourt.
Out of 4 on the shot clock. Here's Weber. Jackson with the tip. And the Sixers rebound, calling for time with 2 7/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Marv, I want to see if I can get the referee's attention to find out, because you can throw the ball this year into the backcourt in the last 2 minutes, and that's what the Sixers are talking about. The ball deflected off Bobby Jackson in the front court. The defense did not touch this. Then the ball goes into the backcourt. That should have been a violation. I got to get the ruling here, but I think they'll say that the ball was deflected, but it was not.
And here's Chris Weber, able to free himself up for the shot, and Bobby Jackson had the tip possibility, could not put it down. Another look is Jackson with the tip. This would have given Sacramento the lead. Instead, it's timeout Philadelphia with 2 7/10 seconds remaining in the fourth, and the game tied at 98. Incidentally, on that rebound by Aaron McKee, that was number 10. It's his first triple-double of his career. 16 points, 13 assists, 10 rebounds for Aaron McKee. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Marv, thank you very much. Well, I just spoke to Greg Willard, and he said there was no possession by either team. Therefore, when the ball went into the backcourt, either team can pick it up that it was not a backcourt violation because no one had established control. And I know that Doug just had a conversation with Ronnie Nunn, so follow up, Doug.
Well, the possession was of the team throwing the ball in bounds. So, I mean, there was a possession.
I don't understand that interpretation.
Now, again, Marv, you can throw the ball in the backcourt this year in the last 2 minutes, but you cannot throw the ball in the front court, tip it, and go into the backcourt. The team throwing the ball in bounds has possession of the ball.
Obviously, right? I don't follow that one, and the Sixers were upset. However, 2.7 remaining. Tony Kukoc has checked back in. Game tied at 98. Kukoc will inbound. Iverson with the shot, and we go to overtime. The Sacramento Kings coming back from an 18-point deficit as they turned it up in the fourth quarter. And we head to OT, tied at 98. The Kings 1-2 in overtime this season. The Sixers 0-1, losing in overtime to Miami back in mid-December. We'll be back to Sacramento after this.
They say good things come to those who wait. As long as they don't wait too long. From now until January 2nd, get a $500 holiday bonus for $1,250 total cash back on any 2001 Grand Am. So stop by your Pontiac dealer now and light up the season. This holiday bonus ends January 2nd.
So has he kissed you yet?
No, he's really shy. That's so cute.
I think tonight's the night though.
Good luck.
You hungry?
Yeah.
2 Quarter Pounders with cheese?
No onions.
No onions? No onions.
We make it hot, fresh, right to order. Whatever you want on it.
Nothing you don't.
We love to see you smile.
The extreme training has begun on February 3rd, NBC February.
Back in Sacramento, Marv Albert, Doug Collins, and Jim Gray. We head to a 5-minute overtime session. The Kings, as I mentioned, 1 up, 2 down in overtime games. They won at Golden State, lost in double overtime at Cleveland, lost to the Lakers in OT. While Philadelphia playing its second overtime, they lost to Miami in OT back in mid-December. Allen Iverson has been the story offensively. 44 points, 17 of 34 from the field. 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Aaron McKie, his first career triple-double. 16 points, along with 10 rebounds and 13 assists. And Peja Stojakovic helping to lead the Kings back into it with hot shooting in the 4th quarter. He has 29, as does Chris Webber. 76ers controlling the tip. Random defense from the Crowders, Ratliff, and the Sixers have a 2-point lead.
See, I think that's a big basket because psychologically, Sacramento's played uphill the whole game. They've tied it, but they've never had the lead.
Webber, who despite the flu has gone most of the way. 44 minutes for Chris Webber. Oh, nice play as Hill is able to jump out into the passing lane.
Now can Sacramento get that energy back? They had the energy at the end. Can the Sixers fight him off?
Iverson played by Jackson. Rick Adelman staying with Jackson rather than Jason Williams. And then Iverson has continued to score, but it's been a little bit more difficult against Jackson.
Well, he's tougher. He's got more strength, and he can get up and bang him.
A minute gone by in the overtime. Nice move by Jackson. And the game is tied at 100.
The big man did not show up on that screen roll. What you do with your Bobby Jackson, you keep your dribble until somebody stops you, and nobody did.
8 points for Jackson. A minute and a half gone by in the 5-minute overtime. Iverson, yes. Allen Iverson now with a season high. That's 46 points for Iverson. And we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves here in Sacramento. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, Jim Gray, 2-point lead for the 76ers. We're in overtime, coming up on 3 minutes to go in the overtime session. Earlier, the Sixers led by as many as 18. The Kings coming roaring back in the second half. There's Lynch fouled by Pollard.
You know, Marv, I was talking to you about the success of the Sixers in close games and how they feel very confident on the road that if the game is close, they can win it because they play good defense and they feel like that they can score when they have to. Last year, they were 17-8 in games 3 points or less. This year, in games 6 or less, they're 7-2. So they will win close games because they have that confidence and they feel Allen Iverson will come up with big baskets when they need it.
And this is a matchup of the teams with the best records in the league. Philadelphia 20-8, best in the East. Sacramento 20-7 overall, top record. They've won 3 in a row, 6 of the last 7. They've won 9 straight at home. 76ers 6 straight wins on the road. Stojakovic for 3, way off. Stojakovic Stojakovic has been hot from downtown and did it in the fourth quarter. Overall 6 of 10 from three-point land.
See, I think Sacramento's got into a half-court game right now. They got back into the game with a quick tempo.
Out of 2.5 for the overtime. Iverson. Shot clock at 3. Here's Lynch. And a foul on Stojakovic.
Well, the one thing you never want to do is foul a jump shooter, especially George Lynch, who's just an average jump shooter at best.
Lynch, a 79% free throw shooter. Timeout is being called now by Rick Adelman. And the Sacramento Kings, 2:21 remaining in overtime, and the Sixers lead by 3.
It's too hot to move. Whoa, look at her. Hello, kitty. I think I'm in love. I'm going in. I've been waiting for you all my life. Will you marry me?
You're really sweeping me off my feet.
Welcome to paradise, boys.
Coors Light, frost brewed at the edge of freezing.
Men are sheep.
Imagine this map is the internet, and all these streets intersect to form an information superhighway. But not everyone has access to an on-ramp.
Everybody ready?
Yeah. Tim Duncan and the Spurs know that technology is the fast lane to the future.
Let's get online.
So they've donated computers to schools in their community that connect students to a whole new world.
Oh, what happened?
And this will help them to cross the bridge right over the digital divide. Team up to improve your community.
The Kings' only home loss this season took place back on November 16th against the Lakers, with the injured Chris Webber sitting out. Jason Williams doing some razzle-dazzle. Doug Christie hit for 32 points, but they could not steal the spotlight from Kobe Bryant. Hit this three-pointer to force the overtime. And then a clutch jumper right here in overtime to seal the victory. Sacramento has won 9 straight at home since then. They're 13-1 here at home. Their best home start in the history of the franchise. And that goes back to the old Rochester Royals back in 1951-52. We'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the San Antonio Spurs and the Indiana Pacers here in Sacramento. 2:21 remaining in the overtime. George Lynch at the line and misses again, but the Sixers lead 103-100. The Kings coming back after being 18 down. Looks to add to the lead. He does.
I think Sacramento has to get something quicker here. See how they're walking the ball up the floor, getting into a half-court game. When they do that, they get stagnant, and they've struggled here in overtime.
Bobby Jackson handling against Allen Iverson. Scott Pollard setting the pick. Webber. Here's Webber. Well, he's had to force shots. Philadelphia's defense not giving much to the Kings.
Well, Theo Ratliff, the best shot blocker in the NBA, caused him to alter that shot. Sixers now have a chance to go up 6 or 7 with 3.
Iverson on the recovery. Rebound Webber. They need a bucket on this possession. 1:40 left in the OT, and Iverson is called for the reach-in foul. That's only his second. It's a non-shooting foul.
Chris Webber has to be tired, Marv. I mean, he has been under the weather. He's played so many minutes today. They expect so much from him. You can see him sort of lagging in that backcourt as that fast break is being run.
We were talking about the way he looked in the pregame warm-ups. It's amazing that he's played almost the entire game. He sat out only 4 minutes. Foul is called on the Sixers. It's on Ratliff, his third, and Stojakovic 5 of 6 from the line will shoot 2, and that stops the clock. It can bring the Kings back within 2. Peja Stojakovic, who has had a breakout season. That's point number 30. Allen Iverson with a season high is 46, 4 away from his career high. Had a 50-point game against these Kings in Philadelphia last season.
You know, two missed free throws in the overtime have really hurt the Sixers. It's a 2-point game right now. 3 puts Sacramento in the lead. Those are big misses.
Career high 31 points for Stojakovic. Philadelphia by 2, 1:20 left in the overtime. Hill, rebound, Pollard. The Sixers with the lead as we come up on a minute left in OT. Pollard will swing it out. Stojakovic with Lynch chest to chest. Got a 5 on the shot clock and the foul on Lynch. The Sixers are now over the limit.
Such a smart play by Stojakovic. So when you get a guy up into your chest like that, you can't really play a guy like that without fouling. So he just pulled the ball through, put it on the floor, got the contact, and smartly fell down. So that's a smart play.
Stojakovic, a 78% free throw shooter in his 3rd NBA season out of Yugoslavia, taking over as the starter this season. He is adding to his career high. He now has 32, and the Kings are within 1.
Philadelphia, normally the #1 free throw shooting team in the league in terms of attempts. Today that has not been the case. If Sacramento wins the game, they can look to that free throw line maybe being the answer.
The Sixers have led all the way. Kings have never led. They're at 104 apiece. Iverson. And McKee shoots the 3 and hits. Aaron McKee from deep in the corner. The Sixers lead 107 to 104. Sacramento calls for time with 39 and 3/10 seconds left in overtime.
Allen Iverson draws so much attention. John Barry goes to help, and Aaron McKee over the outstretched arms of Bobby Jackson. The Sixers up 3. Aaron McKee with a great game.
Now a sneak peek at the new comedy Three Sisters.
Congratulations, George. You're married to a very beautiful woman. So how'd you know it would last?
You don't. Love's something that has to be nurtured.
Yeah, not the marriage, the body.
Well, you know, I knew I'd stay hot. I just kept my fingers crossed that she'd keep up.
Three Sisters, NBC Tuesday after an all-new Frasier in 1 week.
The biggest storm ever just got bigger. This month on Direct Ticket pay-per-view, it's the Letterboxd Dolby digital presentation of The Perfect Storm.
We're going back out.
It started with a squall.
Kicking up something wicked here.
Now it's off the scale.
Oh my God.
Hey, you're gonna run right into this thing.
George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, the Letterboxd Dolby digital presentation of The Perfect Storm. Get caught in it. This month on Direct Ticket pay-per-view on DirecTV.
Welcome to America Online, new version 6.0. The easiest just got even easier.
You just plug it in and you go.
With 6.0, all the best features are even better.
You've got mail.
Customer service is always there to help. Parental controls help safeguard our kids.
Nobody else has all these features.
It keeps me closer to my family and friends.
There's never been a better time to join.
6.0 is the best AOL ever.
America Online, new version 6.0. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE now.
The FBI's top cop is on a stakeout.
I've gone undercover as Big Mama.
Hi, Big Mama.
Damn, you fine.
Martin Lawrence.
I forgot my keys.
Is living extra large.
Ooh, Mama. Yeah? What's that?
That's just my flashlight.
Big Mama's house.
Is there another flashlight under there?
This month on Direct Ticket pay-per-view on DirecTV.
76ers with a 3-point lead, 39 and 3/10 seconds to go in this overtime. What a performance by the Sixer backcourt combination. Aaron McKee, his first ever triple-double. Look at the numbers for Allen Iverson. He is 1 rebound and 1 assist away from his first ever triple-double.
What Sacramento wants to do right now, Marv, they've got a chance to go for a 2-for-1. So you want to get a quick possession. If you're Philadelphia, you don't want to foul.
Jackson able to take it to the hoop. Rebounded by Lynch, and the foul is given by the Kings. And you saw the Sixers stepped away, did not want to pick up the foul, as you mentioned.
See, I'm not so sure you have to take a foul in that situation there. Pollard, I mean, there's still almost 31 seconds to go. Now, Bobby Jackson drives into the basket, gets a tough roll here. You can see no foul. Well, they took the foul because they still had one to give. But now Sixers can use a little clock, so I don't like that foul necessarily in that possession right there, Marv. I think you want to make them come down and use some clock and maybe get the ball back with about 7 seconds to go.
The next foul puts the Kings over the limit. It's a 6-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Iverson using the clock. 3-point Sixer lead. Down to 5 on the 24. And McKee shoots it. Barry with the rebound. Final seconds. Need the 3 to tie. Here it is. Short. It's all over. The Philadelphia 76ers, after leading by as many as 18, saw the Sacramento Kings come from behind, send it to overtime, and then the Sixers resilient enough in the OT to take the lead, and they come away with a terrific road win. In fact, for the Sixers, it's 7 straight wins on the road. For the Kings, the 9-game win streak at home is over, and the Sixers now have the best record in the NBA at 20.